All right, I've got a fantastic Python brain teaser for you today. Now, it looks pretty simple on the surface, but trust me, there's a really clever twist hiding in there. So let's just dive right in.
Okay, here it is. Take a good, long look at this code. Pretty straightforward, right? We're setting up three variables, x, y, and z, and then there's this one single line of logic. So here's the big question. What does this code actually print to the screen? Seriously, go ahead and pause right here. Think it through and lock in your best guess. All right, you got your answer? So what did you come up with? You know, a lot of people's first instinct is to say, oh, it's got to be 6. Makes sense. Others might look at it and think, no, the string Python is going to get printed. Or, hey, maybe it's something else entirely. Let's break this thing down and find out for real. So, to solve this little mystery, we need to gather some clues. And our very first clue is all about a core Python concept, something called the rules of truthiness. See, here's the thing about Python. It's not just true and false that are, well, true or false. In a logical context, like inside an if statement or when you're using and or, a whole bunch of other values can be treated as if they are true or false.
And this is super relevant to our code. Take a look. An empty string, just like our variable x, is considered falsy. But a string with something in it, like our y variable, is truthy. Same with numbers. 0 is falsy, but any other number, like our z variable, which is 6, is truthy. This concept right here, it's the foundation for everything that's about to happen.
Okay, so we've got truthiness down. Let's grab our second clue. We need to look at how the logical operators and or really behave in Python. Because, spoiler alert, it's not as simple as them just returning true or false. Let's start with OR. It's got this cool trick. When Python sees A or B, it first checks if A is truthy. If it is, Python's like, great, I'm done, and it just returns the value of A. It doesn't even bother looking at B. That's what we call short-circuiting. But if A is falsy, then it moves on and gives you the value of B instead. Okay, so let's apply that to the first chunk of our code, x or y. Now, we know x is that empty string, which is falsy, so Python just skips right over x and immediately returns the value of y, which is the string Python. See? Simple enough, right? Now, the AND operator is kind of the opposite. When it sees A and B, if A is falsy, it stops right there and returns A. It doesn't care about B. But if A is truthy, then it has to keep going and it returns the value of B. All right, let's put the pieces together. The first part, x or y, that evaluated to the string Python, which we know is truthy. So now our expression is basically Python and 6. Since Python is truthy, the AND operator moves past it and returns the second value, which is 6. So there we have it. The answer must be 6. Case closed. Or is it? This is where the puzzle gets really good. We've just walked right into the classic trap. The real culprit, the thing that changes everything, is hiding in plain sight. I mean, the final answer has to be 6, right? We followed all the rules. We did the truthiness thing. We handled the logical operators perfectly. What could possibly be wrong with that logic? Whoa, not so fast. There is one tiny, crucial detail that we all just completely glossed over. And it changes everything. It's not just about and or. It's about what gets evaluated first. And here it is, the big twist. It's the print function itself. Yeah, seriously. We all see it, we know it puts stuff on the screen, but what we almost always forget is that print, just like every other function in Python, also has a return value. And the specific value that print returns, it's none. So, what even is none? Think of it as Python's way of saying the absence of a value. It's not 0, it's not an empty string, it's just nothing. And here's the absolute key for our puzzle. In a Boolean context, none is always considered false. Okay, now we have all the pieces of the puzzle. We have the truthiness rules, we know how the operators behave, and now we know the big secret about the print function. Let's get to the final reveal and watch how this all clicks together. Okay, here is the real sequence of events. First, that part inside the parentheses, print x or y, runs. We already know x or y gives us Python, so the print function does its job and displays Python on the screen. But then, and this is the key, the print function finishes its job and returns none. So now the entire line of code has effectively become none and z or len of y. The AND operator sees that none at the beginning, which is falsy, and it immediately short circuits. The whole rest of the expression just gets ignored, and the final result is none. And since that final none value isn't inside a print statement, it just vanishes. It's never displayed.
And so, there you have it. The only thing that ever actually gets printed to the screen is the word Python from that very first function call. The entire rest of that complicated-looking expression, it just evaluates to none, silently in the background, and is never seen. The puzzle is officially solved. So what's the big lesson here? It's that the real trick wasn't the Boolean logic, but the hidden behavior of the print function. It's such a great reminder that even the most common, everyday functions we use can have these subtle behaviors that are absolutely crucial to understand.
And that kind of leads to a final thought. The print function definitely isn't the only one with a surprising return value. So what other built-in Python functions can you think of that have these kinds of hidden behaviors that could totally trip you up? Definitely something to chew on. Thanks for sticking with me on this one.